up, bro? What up, Eric? Coming in on a free bike? What the fuck? You down with it?
That's how it is, DJ. You ready to shoot this pod?
You look like a messenger boy today, bro.
Let's fucking go.
You ready? Let's get it.
Welcome to Now It's Legal podcast, where we talk about the NCAA and the NIL, but we also talk about entrepreneurs, businessmen, and here we have Eric Park. We're here in his shop in Band, LA. Eric, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me, bro.
Absolutely.
I seriously appreciate you, man. I'm a little nervous, but just go with the flow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just
I appreciate you though,
yeah,
man.
bro.
for
We're
real.
gonna get rocking. We're gonna get into some great stories. We're gonna really break down beginning and end of Eric Park for sure. So your Instagram is PRX.
Yeah.
What?
So in high school, and that I was gonna say back in the day, but I don't want to like make myself look too
Don't
old.
date
You know
yourself
what I'm saying?
like that,
But like, PRX stands for my last name. So my name is Eric Park, and back in like the 90s, bro, like they would call you by your last name. You know, in movies they would call you by your last name. Hey, this, like in football, like football teams would do that, like or coaches. So like, they would be like, hey Parks, and I have a really good friend. His name is Ramon. He was like, yo, like if you spell Parks Parx, because that pronounces Parks. He's like, why don't you make your Instagram name PRX abbreviated? And I was like, why not? So I did that. And it ended up in my favor because it's 3 letters. It's so easy to say, hey, if someone says, what's your Instagram? I'm like, PRX.
Yeah.
Like, that's it?
Genius marketing.
Yeah, dude, without knowing, you know?
Yeah.
it just came about in a good way. So like, that was good, you know? And that's how I came about that. You know, a lot of people ask me, what's PRX? Like, it sounds...
I don't know. Put it down. Follow me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like how I got it, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like nostalgic too, you know?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
People calling me by my last name, Parks.
Yeah.
But that's how I got it.
Yeah. So are you from Los Angeles?
No, I'm originally born in Korea. Immigrated with my mom like in 1982. So I came when I was super young. I'm an American citizen, but like I came super young, still super like full of like Korean culture.
Sure.
You know, my parents are just like embedded that culture into me, and it was almost like a good thing and a bad thing because like they're so militant. You know, like that Korean culture is like
Take your shoes off.
yeah, like super like if you don't do good in school, if you don't become a doctor, lawyer, accountant, or whatever that is, you're not gonna be successful. So you have to study every day. In elementary, I was like, they were like, I was doing, Kumon.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, you're going to Kumon classes after, you're gonna take extracurricular activities.
What is Kumon for people who don't know?
Kumon is like, back then, it was only for math. Now it's for English too, I believe. I believe.
Yeah,
Don't, take my word for that, but it's like for math, like to get your like brain, like you're just literally doing math, like solving problems and constantly solving problems, and it's building muscle memory in your brain.
Gotcha.
To just do it faster.
Right.
Like so you're quick with it.
Yeah.
It's almost training you for SATs.
I wish I
Back
had
in the
that.
day, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because I heard SATs are not even around anymore.
You have SAT, you have the ACT now, you have different variations.
Well, whatever it's called now, but back then it was SAT, and like
both are very hard.
and Asian parents who were super strict on education, they were like training their kids from elementary.
Yeah.
They were like, my kid's gonna do good in math, and I mean, bro, like,
Are you good at math now?
I'm pretty good at math.
It
So-
worked. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, no, like in my head, I'm good at math. But like but artistically, I love English way more. Like rather than math, in the sense of like creating. You know what I'm saying?
Got
like
you, yeah.
poetry,
Yeah.
hip hop. Like
Yeah.
listening to lyrics, like that type of English.
Yeah.
So like I love both.
Right.
Because the math is like the entrepreneurship, and
Sure.
then the English and like the whole thing is like, because I love hip hop, man. Like
Yeah.
I love house music, as you know, but I love like I'm originated from hip hop music, you know? Like I've loved music in general, and like
Yeah, the
hip hop
intertwining
was where
culture,
it's
yeah.
at, and like also like rock in the '90s, you know, like the Nirvana and
Sure.
like just that type of like, because Nirvana was like super like boom bap style,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know, rock, you know. So
Absolutely.
like I loved all that, man, and
Definitely.
it was a big influence in my life, man.
Yeah. So we talked about, you said entrepreneurship, and you have to do this, you have to do that. Did your parents support you whenever you decided to start buying and selling?
No, they didn't. They wondered where I was doing, but they weren't like, my dad is a G, man. He was never like, he was always, because he's an immigrant and he came here trying to create an opportunity for himself.
Yep.
So he knew about that, like being opportunistic, you know, like
Yep.
like trying to go get something, and he's always been supportive. My mom, no, she's like I said, she's always been militant, like you need to study no matter what. Don't do any of this stuff, just study. So like when I wanted to, like when I was DJing, like practicing on turntables or like, you know, going to hip hop shows, like she thought none of that would be beneficial later in life.
Right.
But all that has been beneficial in like this culture, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The sneaker culture, because sneaker culture almost, to me, this is what my opinion, but like it was the middle ground of all the subcultures that brought in everything to the middle, you know?
Yeah, you got hip hop, you got skate,
Yeah.
you have like
music,
music
like,
intertwining.
yeah, and like sports.
Oh,
It
yeah,
all
come on.
comes into sneakers. Like everybody wants that pair of sneakers, you know?
Oh, I can
And
relate.
I don't know how it is now,
Yeah.
because like just a lot of stuff is changing with fashion.
Yeah.
Everything's so unique, you know? But like it's still pretty strong, you know,
Yeah.
sneakers. Like it's kind of like a car. I always think of it like a car. You can't drive a 911 with regular rims on there. It's got to be some type of like
Yeah.
with the yellow brake pads, you know?
We're looking at a Porsche
yeah,
right now
with the
outside.
rims, with the yellow brake pads, like on 21s or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like almost like steroided out rims,
Yeah,
you know? And
yeah.
like that's what a shoe is to me. Like, you know, you wear a nice shoe and it's like that just completes the fit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it can like, it can make or break a fit sometimes, no?
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Like absolutely, man.
So what is your favorite sneaker of all time?
All right, that's a question. I think for every sneakerhead, it's the toughest question to answer, right? I'll answer it like this: the most nostalgic shoe is the Jordan 4 Bread.
Bread ones.
No, the Bread 4.
Bread fours.
Yeah, Bread 4. Sorry,
Okay.
yeah, Jordan 4, Bread 4, the black and red, right?
Yeah, dude, I got like.
So here's another crazy story. My mom, super sports fanatic.
No way. Like
she
NBA
knows-
or just like
No,
all sport?
NBA, baseball, football, except football. She's not so a football fan because she doesn't like the
Tackling the physicalness?
yeah, like the physical. She loves physicality, but not like, because she sees so many people get injured and gone. Like football is crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
She's always been like a basketball and baseball fan. She knows the players' names, the coaches' names
Ooh.
on other teams, and she's like, yeah, that guy. Oh, that's the coach. He's been here like this and like that, and I'm like, interesting. How do you know all that? She's like, I watch it every day, and I'm like, okay. Huge Laker fan, Showtime era. That's how I got into like basketball and
Yeah.
like that.
Are you a Laker fan?
Huge Laker fan,
Yeah.
huge Kobe Bryant fan. I watched Michael Jordan
Yeah.
play like on TV, so it was like a good time for me. She said get straight A's in school in elementary, and we'd go to Foot Locker every semester, and she'd buy me any shoe I want. And back then it was like Be Like Mike, that campaign that Jordan had, Be Like
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah.
It was so strong.
We should pull up
Nike
the
came out, and
commercial.
then so I have a picture of myself when I was young wearing the Bread 4s, the
Oh.
OG 4s,
Oh,
with
with
the
the
Nike
Nike
Air
Air.
on the back.
Oh, that's hard.
And I would beat them, like just beat them.
Yeah,
and
that would be
I had the
19,
white
yeah.
pair, the black pair every year.
yeah.
Kids hated me in school because they were like, this kid's got $100. Back then they were $100.
Yeah.
And my mom promised me, so every report card I got straight A's, I would go to Foot Locker in the Brea Mall and
Yeah.
I would leave the other shoes. They were so beat. I would leave them there, leave the box there, walk out with the brand new shoes. I was like, going straight to the basketball court, blacktop, you know?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like, there's no gyms back then, you know? It was like, but yeah, that's kind of like the most nostalgic shoe.
Yeah.
My favorite shoe today now,
Yes.
my favorite shoe now is the, probably the Air Force One.
What are you rocking today?
The off-white Complex Con Air Force Ones, the one they dropped at Complex Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, super limited. I just love the glitter here.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's like simple
but
and
simple,
elegant.
simple at the same time. And I love how Virgil, like this is to be honest, to me, man, like Virgil is an architect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got a lot of his inspiration from Tom Sachs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tom Sachs is one of the, like, if you look at Tom Sachs' shoes,
Yeah.
they all have the open tongues, the open sides, and it yellows and stuff like that. So it's, you know, it's one of my favorite shoes that I own.
Another shoe that kind of sticks out is Sakai.
Sakai's are cool.
That's kind of like with
Sakai's
the
like,
tongue.
yeah. Sakai more is like, they're a Japanese brand,
Yeah.
design inspired. So like, I like Sakai a lot. I like their apparel more.
Yeah.
Not their Nike collabs, but more their apparel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I think, but the Nike collab kind of got more awareness, and then it kind of trickled down.
Sure.
And made their
Yeah.
apparel more.
I 100% agree on that.
Yeah. All right. So we're talking about apparel here, and we have sitting here a Dior. If you want to break this out.
Yeah.
This is a Dior sample, right? This did not come out for the public. Can you explain to me what a sample is?
I guess a sample is, it says right here, style, concept sample, colorway 101. It's a fall, winter, so they basically don't release it.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically pre-production.
To like get a feel on like if they like it or not.
if they're gonna make it or not. But this one is strictly just a sample. They never made it.
This
It
never
was
came out into production.
into production.
Some
It-
samples make it to production, and some samples get
Exactly.
pushed.
And
right?
some they just make for the hype, to be
Yeah.
honest. I bet they do, you know, just doing it. Like probably marketing, you know?
Yeah.
But it's Nike upside down with the Dior upside down.
That's fire.
And inside here
Uh-oh.
is it's Dior production though. Dior sampled this.
Yeah.
It says sample not for resale on there.
Uh-oh.
And for any sneakerhead who's a reseller or like people who love sneakers that like just love that exclusive shit, you know? Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cause yeah,
That's some exclusive
that just
shit
makes
right
me
there.
so much more comfortable, bro. I'm like, wait, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, do
Been
your
growing
thing.
up cursing all, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
do
saying?
your thing.
They just love that tag inside, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's,
exactly. Not for resale.
Yeah,
You see them
yeah.
on shoes now. even.
yes, like, you know, you see them a lot, but
those
I was never
ones.
really into the sneaker sample stuff.
Yeah, really?
I was, but I wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
just because like it was unattainable.
Yeah.
And like you have to know people.
10 grand and all
yeah,
that crazy
and,
numbers.
and the money is so high, and like
Yeah.
I liked sneakers that were exclusive but also fashionable at the same time.
Yeah.
So I just because like it's an exclusive shoe, I'm not gonna wear it, you know,
Right,
like
right.
and that almost like
I'm just going to look
pushed
at
me
it.
away from Nike for a while. And that's like another topic, like
Yeah.
for me, like I just, you know, I don't want to wear sneakers because someone else says it's cool.
Right.
Like I want to look down and I want to be like, damn, these are cool.
I like what's on my
I
feet.
like what's on my feet.
Not
and I,
because
li-
the
and
other
I like
man
the way
likes
they
it.
look. Yes, and I like the way they look, you know. So.
Yeah, for sure. So if somebody is watching this and they want to be like Eric Park, they want to buy resell sneakers like that and be in this industry, how can they do that?
Man, I feel like to get in now into sneakers, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's already been like, sneakers is already like a market that's kind of like down. The market's down, right? You have to literally push yourself to the, like, you got to be consistent, and you got to push yourself.
That's in anything, though.
Yeah, in anything. And this is in anything, day and night. Like, you got to do what other people are not doing. You got to do the dirty work. You got to, man, like, when I was coming up, like, and I was doing the Facebook group, and I was like doing events at SneakerCon.
Yeah.
And I was doing build outs, pop-ups there. I was literally there before, building my pop-up, not having people do it, like screwing in and out. The truck comes out late at night, and then load the truck myself. Like, I didn't have employees like that back then. It was a Facebook group, you know? Like, back then I didn't have that. And like, I was doing that though because I wanted to do that. I wanted my brand to be the best that it could be. And like, and at that time I didn't realize that.
Right.
And at that I was like, fuck, man, like, I need more fucking employees. I'm fucking tired, you know? I gotta wake up next morning to my job.
Yeah.
You know, like, I just don't have that luxury yet, you know? But like, it ended up helping me learn like what it took to
hustle.
Yeah, to hustle, man. And and people, like humans, like, we always realize that after, you know? We don't realize while we're doing it. That's why, like, I think it's good to see like inspirational people who are making it and who are doing it talk about like their journey. And that's why I like,
that's why I'm here.
Yeah. No, that's why, like, when you asked me, and I was like, dude, like, I don't know if I'm even worthy of doing this podcast right now. But like, I'm open to like just talking about a journey that I'm on currently now, and the journey that I've been on. Yeah. And hopefully that like helps or inspires someone to like, you know, just do a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Eric, you started a Facebook group in 2014, and that's kind of where I saw you, and I joined the group as like a 15-year-old at the time. And I learned a lot from you. What made you want to start that Facebook group?
All right, so I was such a big sneakerhead, bro. Like, here's how much I was into it. I went to every single sneaker show, whether it was big or small, in Los Angeles. Literally every single one.
That's too many.
Like, no, every single one, every weekend. I was looking for culture in sneakers. Like, I was so addicted to loving sneakers that I was literally going to I was Googling, like, back then, like, you know, I was still even like getting used to Googling stuff back then, you know, in 2014 or like in 2010, you know? Yeah. So like, I was looking and I finally found Facebook groups. Like, I went to a store, it's called Soul Stage. Shout out to Soul Stage.
Yeah, that's a
they're on
really
Fairfax.
Good spot.
Super good spot. And the owner, Lane, he's a good friend too. I went to his store in Alhambra, and he was there. One of the workers was like, hey, you should join a Facebook group. And so I started to join these Facebook groups, and then I was like, man, like, these Facebook groups are cool. It's creating community. Yeah. And so I joined, and I was like buying, selling, trading on there. Yep. And then I was like, wait a second, like, dude, I don't like some of these rules. You know, there's so many fucking haters and complainers on groups that are like, why don't you do it like this? Why don't you do it like that? It's like, and then you'll hear someone say, why don't you just go make your own Facebook group? So that's what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, you know what? I'm going to go make my own Facebook group.
Yep.
And I made it, and I did it where I
had full control.
Full control, but also I want people to feel like when they go in there, they're safe, and it's a sense of community, and everyone is speaking on more of a respectful term. I mean, that became a little, you know, sensitive because people just hate in general. But
hate kind of makes things trend.
Yeah, man.
You know, like if I post a video and then it's all hate comments, I mean, at the same time, you're interacting with my video, and then it's like pushing it to the top. So I'll take hate all day long.
I just wanted to be legitimate, and I wanted to do it my way, you know, and I thought my way would be a good way, you know, and that's what I did. And I did it very slowly, and I use this formula every time I do anything. Is I do lots of giveaways. I'm giving back to the community, and not because like I want to buy your friendship or anything. Like, I want to create like a fun community where, because I'm pretty generous, man, like as a person.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, I just want you to feel like if you ever come into my store and if I'm here, I want you to leave saying, damn, I really like this store, not because like I have the best products, because I have the best experience. And that's what I focused on, is experience. And every time I did anything, like I have a live stream, right?
Yeah.
And I'm only
We're gonna talk about
I'm
that.
only focusing on like the experience of things and like how we interact with each other,
Right.
and like our friendship, and when you leave you smile, you know, and that's what I focus on.
Yeah. So the era of Facebook groups is not dead, but it's on the decline. So where are you posted now?
Like on a platform, you
Yeah,
mean?
what platform do you use now?
I use Whatnot.
Whatnot.
Yeah, and
What
it's-
is Whatnot?
Whatnot is a live streaming platform where you can purchase whatever you need. It sells anything from jewelry, cosmetics, sneakers, apparel, sports cards,
Yeah.
anything you can think of,
Yeah.
right? Records,
Yeah.
music instruments, anything.
Yeah.
Anything, and it's becoming like the future.
Yeah.
And I've tapped into it maybe like a year ago, and
Has that helped your business grow?
it has in my personal, in PRX, under PRX. Like Band LA is like its own entity and like its own business on Melrose. Like my platform on Whatnot now is under PRX.
Gotcha.
And I'm doing it like just for like under PRX.
Gotcha.
Because I know that it's just my personality on there, and I'm
Right.
trying to, you know.
Your store is Band LA. Your Facebook group was Band LA. Was it always a dream for you to have your storefront, even in Los Angeles? That's got to be, the epitome of, the sneaker culture, the mecca of culture is Los Angeles. So
When I reflect back on it now, it's funny. Like I don't think like having a sneaker store was my dream. Just being in sneakers was my dream. Being a part of like sneaker culture was my dream.
yeah,
Creating the Facebook and then opening up the store was just like something that God let happen for me.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
Like it was a blessing from God.
Yeah.
And throughout that journey, like I learned a lot of big lessons, and I'm still learning every day, and I'm still like rebuilding and stuff like that. And it's just been crazy,
yeah. How has your faith played a role in your success and maybe even some failures?
Well, I think faith has, I just regained faith now.
So your devotion, your faith, your walk with Christ this is something new, or it got rekindled?
Rekindled because my parents were always, so this is another thing about my mom. Super church lady.
Gotcha.
Every Sunday going to church, every Friday going to Bible study. I was heavily involved in church when I was younger.
Yeah.
Now, getting into high school, you become a young teenager. You want to experience life, and my mom did not want me to experience life. So straight away from church, straight away from all that, and got into partying like heavy. I love to party. I don't party today, like right now currently, but I love to party. And I love to just go out and have fun.
Yeah.
Like it's a part of like young culture, even old culture,
Yeah.
like just go out and have fun with your friends, like have a drink, I used to be a heavy weed smoker,
Do you smoke anymore?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm completely sober.
You're completely sober.
I'm completely sober. I mean, I am trying to quit nicotine. I smoke vape,
Yeah.
and it's just one thing at a time, But I used to be a like heavy drug addict,
Yeah.
alcoholic, and that's just another freaking journey that I was on like after I opened the store,
Yeah. So you're sober now.
Yeah.
When did that journey start for you?
It started last February 20th. you know. Man, this is it's a pretty like emotional journey because after I had opened the store, our first year, bro, we did 7 million.
First year.
First year.
You opened the door 7 million.
7 million. That's during COVID. 7 million as a small business.
Yeah.
That's doing like, I don't know if you do the calculations, it's like $20,000 a day in revenue. It's like a restaurant, like a pop-in restaurant or something, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like.
Yeah, it's about $20,000 a day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dang, my bro.
19,178.
The math, my mom, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom, it's working. I'm over here pulling out the calculator.
Yeah.
No need. Just call Eric.
So like, we did that, but it took me 2 years to open the store because we were looking for places. Mm-hmm. Like Fairfax, Melrose. We were gonna open right next door to Supreme. Mm-hmm. That was like a year full of negotiation, and they flaked on us. And
so Supreme owned that building next to you?
No, it was a different store that owned it, and it was a different owner, and he flaked on us. They were like, yeah, we're gonna give it to you. This is gonna be the deal. We're talking, we're going in and out negotiating, and they flaked on us a year later. And so we're a year in with no store, looking for a store to open, and we're like going down Melrose. We wanted to be on Fairfax.
Yeah.
You know,
I think everybody does.
Supreme.
Yeah. Well, they're not even there anymore, so.
Yeah, it turned out like we went to Melrose, we came on Melrose, and like I didn't have enough capacity in me to get through the day. Like I was so working like so hard, like running around, like I needed something to like keep me up.
Yeah, keep you going.
And it wasn't like energy drinks weren't doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I started to take Adderall.
Gotcha.
Once a day.
Okay. And that kind of turned into a habit?
Yeah, like I took one a day in the morning, and it kept me going.
Yeah.
You know, I was good, kept on doing Adderall, and it was great, you know?
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying it's great. I'm saying like at that time, like it kept me doing what I was doing, but then after a while, the shit started not working anymore.
You had to start doubling up and.
Yeah, like it was not working, and then I tried taking like more than one a day, and that shit would like make me hallucinate.
Uh-oh.
Like I would like have like little blackout spells for like 5 seconds, like late at night, like because like bro, like
calm down.
That medication is not like people should not, in my opinion, you should not be taking Adderall more than prescribed, and I wasn't prescribed it.
Right.
And I was taking way more than what you should be taking already, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it stopped working, and then you know, I was taking it throughout like the store opening. It was helping me like you know, talk to people, focus. What it really was doing was bringing me more down and down and down and down, because all I had to do was focus not on what to take to get me up, is like focus on my health. Like do more healthy things, like eat better, drink more water, exercise. Those are the things I should have been doing to keep me more focused, my brain focused. What I was doing is taking the shortcut. You know what I'm saying? And like forgetting about like what gets me more healthier, more focused is health.
Right.
Like exercise, eating healthy, you know what I'm saying? And you know, this is a really, really like super like touchy subject for me, but I'm super open about it now. Like I started doing Adderall, it stopped working, and then I started to like look for other things.
Right.
And I was like, wait a second, like Adderall is not working for me anymore.
So now I'm gonna go.
I started like, what is the next thing above Adderall?
Yeah, I think we're all
pretty aware. We all know what it is, right?
I call Adderall the FDA's meth.
That's exactly what I got into next.
Yeah.
And nobody knew.
Well, because it's
Nobody
the same
knew.
thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, bro.
It's like one molecule.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And
Yeah.
then, so I wasn't doing it every day. And
Yeah.
it kept me up.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, meth creates 30 times dopamine in your brain. So when you do meth, it helps you become this person, Superman.
Yeah.
It's like that one movie where you take that pill.
Limitless,
bro, and you're like, wait a second, I can start reading a book in one day. Like, you can start doing stuff. But the bad part about it is you don't sleep. And you don't sleep for days sometimes.
Ooh.
And you
Your health.
open all these cans of worms and you let those worms die. You don't follow up on anything. And that's what I was doing. On top of that, I'm in Hollywood, right? I'm in Melrose. I'm meeting celebrities.
Right.
I'm hanging out with celebrities. I'm going to their studios. Like, they're rapping. I'm sitting there like acting cool, smoking blunts. And I'm like, wait a second, that got me into the train of thought where I'm too good for anything now. I don't care about anyone. I don't care about anyone's feelings. I just care about me. It's all about me now,
very selfish.
Like you wanna talk to me, like you better put the work in to talk to me. People texting me, I'm not replying to people. I'm not being responsive. I'm not communicating properly. And I just lost touch of life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, Monday through Sunday, I'm out in Hollywood partying every day. It don't matter if it's Monday. It don't matter if it's Thanksgiving, bro. I'm out somewhere partying with somebody, you know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
It was wild, man. And I have 2 kids right now, right? And they're 5 years old. They're 5 and a half.
What are their names?
Olivia and Gianna. And for 2 years, for 2-3 years, I completely shut them out.
Yeah.
I was out here all the time, didn't go home for weeks. During that time, I lost a lot of things, man. In the last 2 years, I ended up losing my cars. I ended up getting my dream car, which was a Range Rover, fully loaded Range Rover. And I was that was my dream car since I was a kid. Lost that, lost the house. Wow. Got divorced.
Some things that really brought you to your knees.
Bro, really. And I was last December, I was dude, I had really good friends, man, who my brother, they came to me and they were like, hey, man, you gotta literally, you gotta get help. You really gotta get help right now. And so even after that, I still didn't get help. I waited another 2 months. I was going from hotel to hotel to hotel, getting high, getting loaded by myself, bro. Looking out the whole, who's watching me? Cops are watching me, just being
ultimate paranoia.
Just being this person that I am not.
You're unrecognizable at this point.
Super unrecognizable. I love that word. Being unrecognizable by people. People talking to you and not knowing who you are. That's the most degradable thing that you can feel inside of you,
Yeah,
when because I still feel, and
yeah, you have emotion.
Yeah, that part, I'm just man. So I went and got help, and now I'm in recovery now, and now I'm practicing
good habits,
good principles, practicing principles every day, and I'm learning how to not be dishonest.
Yeah,
I'm learning how to be honest with everything, and now I'm heavily involved in AA, and I'm a participating member in AA.
Yeah.
I have a huge supportive community behind me in AA, not only in sneakers, the people who are still supporting me now, through my recovery.
For sure.
It's I found out who I was, and now after 43 years of my life, I'm realizing who I really am, and what I want, and
that's big time.
Yeah, it's big time, man, and that's why it's big.
Yeah. So what would you say to somebody who is dealing with an addiction or dealing with things of that nature? What would you tell them?
Well, first of all,
you're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone, man. And there's a lot of people out there who are scared to ask for help. And for me, I was so scared. I didn't know how to ask for help. All you have to do is ask for help. People are out there to help, you know what I'm saying? And, you have to be, for me, going back to the finding faith in God.
Yeah.
That's where I found faith in God. And I'm now realizing that God has put me all through those lessons because of where I am now. I don't have the things that I used to have. I lost integrity. I lost support. I lost community. I lost accounts, like all that stuff. But I've gained so much more. And now that I'm in the rebuilding stage, all I do every day now is do the best that I can every day. And when I lay back, I'm good with that. And now I'm super confident in myself. And now I know like what I'm capable of. Finally now, like before I was so scared. It just like all that work that I did, and then when I was like scared to like, when I was loaded, I was just scared like to like approach people, and like that's when like the decline happened, like because I was getting so loaded. Now I'm so like clear-headed and clear-minded that like I know what I'm capable of.
Absolutely.
And I know where I'm gonna get as long as I put the work in, People are attracted to me and my energy. And that's why I try to get every type of hate out of me. I try to stay positive in everything. One thing I do now is take positive things out of every bad situation. So
Silver
I don't,
lining.
any negative thing that's happening, I try to take the positive out of that and move forward.
Yeah.
Because it happened and it happens. And it happens every day.
Absolutely.
So like, how do I get better every day, And like, like everybody, Kobe says it, like do a little better than you did yesterday, right? I watch Kobe Bryant's messages every day. Like I listen to it, And like, it's how do I get a little better than I did yesterday, Do something a little better than I did yesterday.
Yeah, 1% better.
Yeah, even if it's 0.5% better,
Yeah.
And just working on self, working on me, and like getting better, like through failures, like how you mentioned like yesterday, like dude, like how does one get better, man? Like success comes from failure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
there's no bad if there's no good,
Yeah, because I failed.
Or there's no good, if there's no bad in that sense.
Absolutely, man.
So like there's always like it's the opposites that attract, like, and you just have to apply it yourself, and that's what I'm doing now, man. It's something that I have so many thoughts about, like that kind of stuff. And like I have so much to say. It's just all cluttered right now. I'm super freaking nervous right now on this podcast,
dude,
man.
You're killing it, man. You're killing it.
Like,
we're here in Band LA. We're here in your shop. We got the Supreme bike right here. We got the Dior's right here, man. You are living. Do you have any upcoming releases? You used to do the box logos back in the day with the Band LA, kind of mimicking Supreme.
Yeah, bro, it's such a funny story, man.
You want to talk on that?
Yeah,
story?
I do actually. So Band LA is our brand, right? And I got the name from a friend. His name is Bernard, right? Super successful, fashionable in women's fashion.
Right.
And, we just became friends through sneakers and basketball.
Yeah.
And he, at that time, the 2011 Band 1s. You remember those with the X
with the
on them?
X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super, like they were.
Jordan 1s were so popping in 20.
They were like 2000.
Kanye West was wearing them with tight
That's
jeans.
What happens. That's what always happens.
The Royals, the Breds.
Even the Aqua 8s.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. And he revolutionized the Jordan, re-revolutionized that Jordan 1, man.
Every sneaker he wore.
Bro, it was
popped.
Crazy, man. And
shout out to Kanye West.
Yes, in 2013, the Royals were super hard. Remember when they were like $900?
Yeah, and now you can get them for like $300.
Yeah.
They just kept retroing them until everyone had them.
Well, we were all trying to get the Band 1s. And the word banned is just, it's a negative word, Like it's like you get banned from a country or whatever it is.
Banned from a club.
Yeah, banned from a club, banned from a city, banned from a country. He was like, hey, how about Band LA? He's like, the word band because like we love that shoe. And so that's where we got the name. He gave me that name. And I
Who
said,
gave you that name?
Bernard, my friend Bernard. And he was like, let's just name it. He's like, just name it Band LA. I'm like, dude, that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
So we never thought about doing merch. When we opened up the Facebook group, Supreme was popping, the most popping, like it was so popping.
Every drop was...
Dude, the first like box logos back then the lines were into the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Out days of camping for this shit. They were selling for like $1,500 back then, box logos. It was crazy, one box logo. Anyways,
some of them still do numbers like that. But every single drop of box logo was hitting crazy.
Crazy.
Numbers.
Like a heather gray with the red, that classic one.
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah, the gray and the red logo.
I bought a used one at SneakerCon back then, and I
Yeah.
sold it for $1,500 in the store.
That's just nuts. Man.
Used.
Someone's already wore that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, so we, you know what? I was like, you know what? Let's make staff sweaters.
Yeah.
Not for sale, just staff sweaters.
Yeah.
So Band LA, box logo.
Dope.
My homie, he had a little sweatshop, you know, and back out in OC, you know, like.
You did not just say sweatshop.
You know, I just kind of labeled it as sweatshop. It was a t-shirt shop, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, people just label it as that. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny as hell.
I always call it a sweatshop as a joke, you know.
Yeah,
but,
no.
You know, he had a printer, a vinyl printer.
Yeah, so he made the t-shirts.
So we just made he just kind of sized it for us. Supreme, we just mimicked the Supreme. It was only for like the admins.
Got you. Yeah.
We had 2,000 members in the group, and we went in and we were like, you know what? Let's just make it for us. We started wearing it. And we were like, kind of posting it on our Facebook group. Everyone's like, how do we get that? And I'm like, wait, like,
people want this?
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, we just copied the Supreme box. It's just for us. They're like, no, like, we'll buy it right now. So we did a pre-order. This is how the whole pre-order started.
Business move.
Yeah, we just did a pre-order. You know what? Like, we need to get your money to do this. No, I was like being honest. Like, we need to get your money. Like, we don't have money. Like, if you want one, buy it and we'll make it 2 weeks. And we got like 100 orders.
Like in a week or just in general?
In one day, bro. 100 orders, bro. So we got busy, right? We got busy doing it, and then I was like, you know what? Like, let's not split the profits and use the money. Let's use this money to go to sneaker cons and pay for our booths, travel. So that's how we started to do this. We used that money to go to sneaker cons and expose ourselves. Right. And then we made more box logos. We into production.
Yep.
So we made more box logos. They started selling more and more and more. We ended up making Band LA, that box logo, into a business.
That's wild.
I mean, to be very open about it, like, we were doing pre-orders once a month. At our prime, we were doing, as a Facebook group, no store, are the most that we've ever done. I don't think I've ever said this, like, ever. Like, the most we've ever done in one day, and it was always a 24-hour pre-order. It was like 50,000.
50,000 one day for
a
pre-ordered Band LA t-shirt.
Yeah, Band LA sweater or t-shirt. It was a box of it. It was a glow one.
Yo.
We sold 1,000 pieces in 24 hours as a Facebook group, not even a brand.
That's wild.
It's wild, bro.
So you, that's incredible. So you use those profits to then, pay for your booth and travel. You were a speaker at SneakerCon.
Yeah, I was.
You were
a host.
You were a host.
Yeah.
Kind of go into that and how you were able to kind of grow your brand during that era. This is pre-2020.
Yeah, pre-2020.
Okay.
In 2018, I think, I'm really good friends with the owner of SneakerCon, Alan. Super good dude. I love that dude. He's still texting me. He's like, come back to the shows. He was like, hey, how about you host the shows for us one year? Like, let's try it out for 1 year. And, I was just like super just getting, like, I was like heavy weed smoker,
Yeah.
So I was like, I could have been way better at it. I just wasn't. I didn't know. Kind of like what you're doing now, you know. Like, but I didn't know how to do it like properly. I just knew how to like create conversation, get people in there. So that's like kind of like how I got into like touring with SneakerCon.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of like how I did content with, 2Js, with JC from Urban Necessities.
Yeah.
And like we would, literally, it was one of the most like joyful times for me in sneakers. Because every SneakerCon, every city, I would go with Jay. He was doing content. We would go to every single store, all the hype stores, sneaker stores, boutiques, shop. We're just shopping, doing content, buying things, talking about them, hating it, loving it, whatever it is,
Right.
meeting people, which is the most valuable thing is networking, right? In our industry, networking, it's who you know. It's not what you know, man.
No.
It's who you know, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
When you know people, they'll tell you about what they know, and then you start to grow, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like network from that. And like, anyways, it was an amazing time, and like hosted sneaker cons, and then after that I started doing like booths. The craziest booth, I'm not gonna say that SneakerCon vouches for this, but I think Alan will. Like, we basically pioneered doing complex con style booths at SneakerCon.
Oh, absolutely.
We had this one booth in the Bay. Everyone had plastic tables, and not to say that's wrong. Like, that's how people do it still to this day. We invested like $15K into making a pop-up. It was our first collaboration with SneakerCon. Was like, let's do a collaboration. So we went all out, bro.
Yeah.
We activated. We basically built out a booth that connects by. It was basically a booth, but not like a complex con style booth.
No, it was like Premiere.
Yeah, and I'll show you the pictures.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can show
we'll pop the
yeah,
picture up.
Yeah, I'll show the audience, but it cost us like $15,000. We had to U-Haul everything up there, and we were literally in the middle of SneakerCon. No one doing anything like this. Like fucking, just like it looked like a fucking building, it looked like a store like this.
Yeah.
Walls, everything, and like it took us like a full day to build it there, and like that's how I was, my personality. And
Yeah.
we did our first SneakerCon collab there, and we did more SneakerCon collabs after. We sold merch there, made money doing that. They made money doing that.
Yeah.
And it was a collaboration, and like ever since then, my relationship with SneakerCon has been amazing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. SneakerCon, those people are really amazing. I was fortunate enough to be a vendor at SneakerCon in 2017. That was right when I was getting ready to go to college, and that memory I cherish so much because I unloaded all my sneakers at that time, which was a good chunk. And you talked about 2J, right? Owner of Urban Necessities. Can you speak on the relationship that you have with him? He is an absolute animal.
Yeah,
in
he
space.
For one, like, he's like my big brother. He's like my best friend in sneakers. He's been the most inspiring person for me to see, for me to keep going, like to push forward. He was always like the type like where I'm like, yo, like we'd be out in another city, but let's go party tonight. He's like, I'm going to bed. I gotta get up early. And like people have this misconception of him being like super like cocky or something like that, because he buys a lot of stuff. The most generous person I've ever met. Yeah. The most generous, the most humble. I mean, I can't say humble sometimes, Jay, because like he'll be FaceTiming me and be like, hey, look what I got, man. Look at this. But like it's just him being a person.
Yeah.
A human.
Yeah, he's excited about what he's got.
He's excited about what he's got, you know?
Go a kid to a candy store, he's going to talk about the candy that he got.
And he's helped me so much, and he's put me on by putting me on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And he's put my brand on. Mm-hmm. And low key, like he's helped me grow my brand.
Yeah.
And I'm ever indebted to him, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm still talking to him, like he's still talking to him to this day.
Yeah.
Still FaceTiming me, calling me.
That's
and our relationship is like a bickering one. Like if we're not bickering, we're not friends. If we're talking nicely to each other, it's not like, oh, hey, how are you, bud? You doing good? It's always like, fuck you, man. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like your style is trash today. You know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
Just
you know?
shooting the shit with him.
Yeah. And like it's, man, like him and me, like been friends for a long time. You know? And it's been amazing, man.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Absolutely. Can you speak on any other owners here in Melrose or Fairfax that you have a close relationship with? Or I know they're competitors at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, like, shout out to Cool Kicks, you know, they've been doing it for a long time. And also, like, one man that I respect a lot is Soul Sage Lane.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Like,
Killer spot.
Huge inspiration for me, man. Like, I respect that guy a lot. And, you know, I've looked up to him. When I opened my store, he was super supportive. And I've always been supportive of Soul Sage, too. But yeah, that's about it, man. Like, I didn't really like meet a lot of owners. I know a lot of owners. I didn't meet a lot of owners. I was just like, you know, like kind of in my own lane, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's
you know, trying to do
so
my own
respectable.
thing.
Yeah.
Do my own thing, man.
Yeah,
Like,
you're just grinding, trying to make it happen for yourself. You're not really worried about everyone out there.
yes.
You know, that's
yes.
why you only have
the people that I've met, but I haven't like, you know,
kindled
like,
a great
yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
Got you.
Exactly.
Got you. So, for the people that are watching, where do you draw your inspiration from? Like, where does it come from? Other than the culture and the love that you have for sneakers, like, really, like, what?
Honestly, man, like every inspiration and every ounce of energy that I've ever had of any kind of inspiration, I don't know if that made any sense right now.
Clipped.
But it's my dad, man. He came here and he still speaks very little English. He still refuses to like try to get better at English, you know? But like, he's the hardest working man I've ever fucking met in my life, man. And, you know, through my recovery and through all my downs, I finally got to tell him like, hey, Dad, I love you and I respect you like more than any man that I have ever met. And he looked at me and I was just crying and bawling. Like, I told him, I'm sorry, I've never told that to you, but you've had my back through most of my downs, more of my downs than ups. And you've done anything for me. And like, that's the father I want to be. That's the worker I want to be. And that's the businessman that I want to be.
What did he say?
He was kind of like,
Taken back.
yeah, he was kind of like taken back, but he was just kind of like, shut up and get back to work, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not, he just wants me to know that he loves me, and I wanted him to know that I love him back. And that he's been the biggest inspiration to me in my life. And that's who I look up to, and that's who I've learned from, who I've learned anything from, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, that's like where I get my love from, my generosity from, how I treat my own kids. You know, my dad's been like there for me.
Yeah.
In my downs, he's visited me in my recovery, you know, like told me that it's gonna be okay.
Love that.
Like, that don't worry, like everything's gonna work out, you know, and like all those little words that your supposed day ones have your back, you know?
Barely.
Like, no, man. Like, it's like, there's a difference between like, you know, your family and your dad. Like, if you have a relationship with your mom and dad like that, like my dad's just been like there for me, you know, like just super supportive, man.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
love him to death for that, you know.
Now, is he involved here in the culture in LA, like sports and like things that your mom likes to do, or?
He loves sports, just like him and my mom, like they're cute, you know. Like all they do is go back home. My dad will go back home and they just watch, you know, when Lakers are on, they watch the Lakers. You know, I just recently took him to a Clipper game, but we sat right behind the bench, and it was behind the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, it was literally right behind them, and it was a good moment, like right before Christmas. Like I had a moment with him, you know, and I was recording, and he was smiling, and it was just a good moment, like a father-son moment, you know, and it was like something that I needed, like during the holidays, you know, because, you know, I live out here and they live out in Orange County, and like, you know, I don't get to tell him that, you know, like I don't get to see him every day and like give him like my energy and my love. And it was a good time for me to like, you know, show him that like, hey, like, you know, like, you know, like I love you, Dad, you know?
Right,
like,
right,
I get
right.
to spend
Like,
time with you,
yeah,
you know? And
yeah,
like,
this time is special.
I owe you this much out of me, you know? And like, you know, it's just, it was a good family,
Good.
father-son moment. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Something
so-
that I want to have with my daughters.
Absolutely.
You know, when they grow up, you know, like I want them to be like, I just want to show them like what love really is.
Right.
You know? And like their dad loves them, just like how my dad loves me. And that's how you learn, you know, through like family, like, you know.
Trial and error. And all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So we're talking about sports, right? You brought these, right?
It's a gift to you, bro.
Well, we're gonna break this together.
I want you to open it yourself.
Okay.
I don't want to even touch it.
We got Topps Chrome Black, baseball, MLB. All right, so I'm gonna get into it.
Here, let me get you a knife real quick.
Okay, for sure. All right, so we're gonna get into sports cards. We got Topps Chrome Black, MLB. We're gonna get into it. You got that knife on you,
I
man?
absolutely
Let's
do,
get
man.
it. So, this is a gift.
Yeah, from me to you.
Cheers. Let's
Yeah,
see what
cheers,
we get.
Man. Careful, don't cut your finger open, bro.
That thing is sharp. That thing is sharp. I didn't need to put any pressure on it. Here we go.
Yeah.
First box. Nothing better than some fresh wax, dude.
I love how you call it wax, man. The real card people are like, oh, wax. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, are these cards? You know, like.
Oh, okay. So this is what we got going on. Right here? Right here? So this is what we're rocking with here. I'm gonna move this mic.
Do you know about baseball? I don't know shit about baseball.
I'm not crazy familiar with baseball,
Okay.
but I have a couple friends.
I think you can hit like a 50K card in this box. I
Let's-
think. It's got to be like a numbered. I forgot who, bro. Someone was telling me. I was like, what? I was like, okay, who are those players
Yeah.
again?
My friend
Sorry,
Ju-
I love baseball, but I don't follow it.
Yeah,
The
yeah. My
players
friend
and
Judd
that.
Lammers, he's a MLB sports agent.
Got you.
He's kind of steered me in the right direction this
Yeah.
way. So here we go. All right, I'm gonna just get into it here. Okay,
So there's an auto there
Yeah.
behind there.
okay. I'm not even gonna look at the auto. I'm gonna open up first.
Okay.
All right.
Man, the card industry has blown up.
Yeah.
Bro.
What are your thoughts on sports cards? Can you give me any? Let's break into this, and then we'll
Okay.
get into some
Okay.
stories, huh? All right, here we go. Man, they're gonna give me some crazy name I can't pronounce. I'm gonna get roasted. Here we go. We got a rookie card, Bobby Miller for the LA Dodgers. Okay, we got a 144 out of 199. Miguel. I'm gonna butcher it, man. He plays for Detroit. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out.
Let me see.
You say it. You're probably better at pronunciation.
Cabrera.
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera.
You do like English.
No, I got an A in Spanish, man.
Dominic Fletcher from the Diamondbacks, rookie card. All right, we're cooking here. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got with the one and only.
So mine, these boxes are like worth $250, I think.
Dude,
Like $150 to $250.
Dude. This card is. Do you know who Ronald Acuna Jr. is?
No, is it a good one?
Yeah. Wow. So this is out of 50. This is number 30. This is nuts. This is absolutely
Let me
nuts,
see.
Eric. Yeah. I'm going to go to eBay real quick. Yeah. I'm sure you're like,
Wow.
I wish I didn't give this dude this. Junior.
Let's see how much this is.
So this is hitting $500. $500 right now. Eric, I'm never leaving LA.
Congrats, bro.
I got it. Yo, this is sick. All right. That's a hot start.
Wait a second. Did I say I was going to give that box to you?
Roll the tape back. Roll it back. All right, man. Shoo. All right.
Good stuff, bro.
Dude, Ronald
Good
Acuna
stuff.
Jr., like, I don't even watch baseball. I know that name.
$500, bro.
$500 card. Autograph. I'm stoked. All right, we got a second box. We're getting into it. My boy Eric Park. I'm stoked.
Watch, he gets like a 50K card in there. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm sprinting in front of traffic if I get another. All right, here we go. I'm not looking at the auto.
Look at the auto.
Mickey Mantle. Oh man, okay. I see. I like a Clayton Kershaw, LA Dodgers.
Okay.
Then we got Joey Meneses. We got he's out of the. I don't even know his name. And then Mookie Betts, LA Dodgers. Man,
Nice.
we got some Dodgers, and we're pulling cards in LA. I'm
Yeah.
loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Whoops.
Okay, yeah. Prince Fielder. We got it going. It's out of 99. It's 96. Let's go to eBay. Let's see who we're rocking with here. I don't know how to spell his name.
Prince Fielder, Fiel, like field, basically.
Fielder Auto. He's got Funko Pops that are going.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's got his own Funko Pop.
He's an OG.
$10. $10. Hey,
Got you.
hey, you can't win them all. That
Yeah.
is the reality. But here we go. We got Topps Chrome Black. Man, I cannot believe this.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Nice, bro.
dope.
He's buying lunch today.
You damn right. I'm gonna leave those right here, man.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm gonna look at that. Here, take that away before I do something bad to myself.
Good hit, bro.
Yeah, man, great
Good
hit,
hit.
man. This is sick. And now we're gonna talk about college sports. This is Now It's Legal podcast, the NIL, where athletes can make money off their name, their image, their likeness. Eric, how do we feel about athletes able to capitalize off the branding? Able to really get endorsements?
Like college players, you mean?
College players are able to get paid now, Eric. How are we feeling about that?
Why not, bro? Why not, bro? Like,
It's,
like who else is making money on them, though? You know what I'm saying?
I would say, head coaches who make millions of dollars.
I asked that question, like, is it institutions? Is it who, like all those people who are making that money
Yeah.
that these kids should be making because they're marketing these kids? Like, these college players should be getting paid, bro,
Yeah.
in my opinion. You
What-
know, and of course there's like the cons of it, right? Like whatever those things are, but like, man, like if they're so talented, right? They need to get paid for that talent, bro.
Absolutely.
And their marketing and their face, their image, all that, man. Like, I believe in that.
Yeah.
I believe like the value in somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're valuable and you have assets, like your image has assets, you need to get paid for that, in my opinion, man. Because who else is gonna get paid on that? You know, someone else is gonna be making money on that. You know,
for
and
sure.
like these kids deserve that, in my opinion. And like, yo, and it helps their family. It helps them. You know, like it's a good thing, in my opinion, for them, man.
Yeah, it's a great thing, and a lot of the times, NIL deals. I mean, you have your top stars who are you have an NIL evaluation of $3 million at USC with Caleb Williams. You got Quinn Ewers with around $1.5 million evaluation, making $25,000 per Instagram post. That's incredible. But the other skilled positions that are able to, get around 15K or 30K or 100K, this money is going right back into the community. I'd be remiss to say that they're not taking care of mom, they're not taking care of dad, they're not taking care of the siblings, and they don't have to wait until they go pro. And the reality is, Eric, 4% get drafted out of the NCAA. Out of all the kids, only 4%. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a number that your coaches won't tell you. That's a number that's not really out there, because then reality sets in. And when I say reality sets in, that's what makes it so great about name, image, likeness deals. These companies, these brands are endorsing these athletes at a collegiate level. And then if they decide, hey, this is not working out for me, I got injured, or I'm not where I want to be, or I'm not even able to really be drafted, they can go hang up the cleats, go work for them.
Yeah.
And that's something that no interview can do. Just kind of speak on that. are there any NIL deals that you see that are, kind of pique your interest? You have, Canes, and you have Sprite, and you have all the brands that surround a college atmosphere.
Yeah.
Official beers and official this and that of that program.
Did you just say $25,000 in Instagram posts for who? Caleb Williams?
I'm sure Caleb Williams is a little bit higher, but Quinn Ewers, the quarterback at the university.
$25,000 in Instagram posts?
Yeah, just a post on Instagram.
Bro, fuck sneakers. How do I get that?
I think
how do I get to that, bro?
you have to be a top 5 QB in the nation. Yeah.
See, like, just in that sense, man, like, these kids have been working, like, something that I understand about sports, though, is that, like, these kids are talented because they put the work in. Because they're working every day to get better, you know? Like in any industry, how we're talking about, like, constantly, right, in our conversation.
Yep.
Like, they deserve that, you know what I'm saying? Like, $25,000 in Instagram posts, right? Like, and it's not because, like, someone guesses, they're assuming that he's worth $25,000 in Instagram. It's because they get back that $25,000 on the back end, right?
Exactly.
So, like, to touch on that, man, like, I feel like if you're worth that, like, your image, your asset, like, you need to get paid that, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. I'm a strong believer in that.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in, like, the whole marketing and, like, getting paid for who you are.
Right.
And
that's a rare rarity. There's a very select few that are really making that type of money, and the numbers dwindle down very quickly.
Yeah. And I wanted to touch before I forget on the injury thing.
Go.
Like, you can get injured, and no one is guaranteed a spot in in professional, like,
absolutely,
whatever sport you're in, professional sports, right?
Yeah.
Like, why not let these kids get whatever they can in college? Because you're saying 4% get drafted into sports?
I'm saying 4% get drafted, and I'm not saying that they
they don't even make the practice squad.
I've seen a lot of players get drafted and then cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and say 2%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a small number.
And that's, like, why not let them get paid, like, for who they are at that time?
Right.
I remember, like, man, who are some really great football players in college that don't make it in the NFL? Like, who have...
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, like...
He was killer.
Dude, super good.
He's the reason why A&M's program is what it is now.
I was just looking at his Instagram the other day.
Yeah.
And I was, like, seeing what he was doing.
I think he was just hanging out with Drake.
Yeah.
He's doing all right.
No, he's, like, he's probably using social to, like, advertise himself, his Johnny Manziel's product,
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't getting paid back then, right?
Wasn't supposed to.
He was, but he probably could have got paid a lot of money.
I mean, Reggie Bush. You think about all the previous Heisman winners and things of that nature.
Yes.
Yeah,
and, like,
so here's another factoid. Do you know about the transfer portal? So the transfer portal. So these athletes, they cannot communicate with other universities until they enter the portal, and the portal allows communication. If you are a top 25 QB and you enter the portal, you're worth $1 million. That's how much the school is having to fork up to then recruit it, because there's competition happening now. And before the NIL, you had programs like Alabama, Georgia, possibly Texas, but really I'm touching on Alabama because they have such a grip on recruiting, 5-star after 5-star, like their bench riders are 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
And now that doesn't happen anymore. You're really getting competition. Maybe speak on how competition and your industry has forged a path of greatness. If you're not competing with another person, I'm sure you would like to have every shoe ever and be the sole guy, but that's just not reality. And now reality has hit college sports.
Well, that's a really, really good point, man, because in sneaker industry, right, like you can't have every shoe, you know?
You'd
And
like
you
to.
can't, yeah, and like even the greatest don't have every shoe or can get every shoe. So for me, like, you know, like in the sense of a store, like I just want like people to feel and have the best experience, you know?
Yeah.
And it's about like having like, you know, and the whole competition thing, man, it's great. You know why? Because it keeps people on their toes. You know what I'm saying? And like, you just want to get better and better and better and better and better. And like, for me, competition never has been like a factor in the sense of like, oh, like the way I'm going to do things tomorrow. Like it's been only, actually I can't say that. It's only been a factor for me to get better what I'm going to do tomorrow, you know?
Yeah,
It's always
because of
been
the
like,
competitors,
yeah, it's
right?
because of it's like we're all in competition, you know? It's all how to get better and what to do better. And like, you know, they do something that inspires you to do something else better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I think it's a great thing, man. Without competition, like there's no value.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
There's no value, man. Like it's like, yo, you go watch a basketball game and like everyone's making every shot, like back and forth. You're like, wait, what is going on? You know, like,
Yeah, someone play some defense.
yeah, no, like either that or like we need to have like it needs to be competitive. You
Yeah.
know, like there needs to be the best of the best
Yeah.
competing against each other
Yeah.
to make value in that community, in that culture,
Yeah.
in that industry, you know? And like, that's just something like, I love the competition.
Yeah.
Man. I love it, man. And when you're, especially like for me right now, like, because like now I'm so clear-minded now, like, man, I know like when things get back right, I'm gonna be the most competitive person out there, you know? And like, it's just, I love the competition and
Yeah.
I love that thirst for competition too, you know?
Absolutely.
Even in
Mamba
sports, bro.
mentality.
Yes, bro. I play a lot of basketball. I played 2 times last week.
Yeah.
Just pickup games. When I go out there, man, like I'm like, people are like, you know, like sandbagging it, like just whatever. I'm
Cherry
like, bro,
picking.
yeah, I'm like, bro, like get back on D, then get back on offense.
Like,
let's-
run.
dude, I'm like, bro, I'm sweating, hustling,
Yeah.
talking shit. But like at the end of the day, it was all competition.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, I'm shaking hands with the people I'm talking shit to, you know?
Sure.
Like, hey, good game.
Yeah.
Like good shit, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
but without the competition, like there's no drive. There's no drive. For me, there's no drive. So like, I love the competition and I thirst for that, you know?
For sure.
Like I'm always like, at times when it's tough and the competition is so great, you're like, dang, like it almost brings you down, but that's what brings you back up, you know?
Yeah, you're
So,
like, okay, I can either lock in
yeah,
or I'm gonna have to sit
exactly.
out next game.
Yeah, exactly, man. Get busy living or get busy dying, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
My favorite quote is, "If it was easy, everybody would do it."
yeah.
And my second favorite quote is, "Pick your hard. Pick your hard." You know, it's going to be hard to be a lazy, and you can be a bum, not work, do nothing, and chill, and live that hard life. Or you can work, wake up, grind, do your thing, and that's still going to be hard.
Yeah.
Both are very hard.
Yes.
So, yeah, no, I think it's important that people understand that the road to success is not easy. And okay, I'm gonna not even say road to success because success is not guaranteed. So the road to you taking a risk is way more rewarding than for me to say, well, I'm not gonna try it because I'll probably not do well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I've always been a risk taker, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, everything I do, like one thing I think I'm confident in doing is bridging gaps.
No, absolutely.
Like I feel like I'm good at like if I was to do like a pop up at like a bowling alley or something, right?
That'd be
Random
wild.
stuff, right? Like just like I would create something and figure something out to make the experience fun.
Yeah.
And bridge that gap where like, oh, I know why they did that now.
Yeah.
You know, I understand why they did
Yeah.
that and why he's doing that, you know? And like, I love doing that and love creating that. And I love just brainstorming on that, you know? And that's
sure.
the part like, I feel like where I'm different in the industry, in like culture, in like sneaker industry, where
Yeah.
like, you know, like I think I bring different, just categories of like, because
Yeah.
I love fashion, I love vintage, I love like all
The new
subcultures around. Yeah, the new shit, the old shit. There can't be new shit if there's no old shit. You know what I'm saying? Just
Exactly.
like good, bad,
Yeah.
all that. You know, like so
sure.
like I accept and absorb the new shit, and even the music. You know, like I don't like necessarily bump like, you know, new hip hop, like,
Yeah.
you know, like where I'm just like, you know, like just like
Yeah,
that,
I
but
got
like,
you.
but like, I accept it and I absorb it, and like
Yeah.
I can flow to it and I can groove to it, you
Yeah.
know. So like, in that sense, like, you know, just the opposites
Yeah.
and all that, man. It's just
Well, let's get into the sports cards. We just cracked Topps Chrome Black, MLB, and you said you had a story about where your sports card degeneracy starts.
so in this store that I'm in now. So I used to be next door, right? It used to be like twice as big.
Right.
This shop used to be a card shop.
Uh-oh.
And my good friend now, he used to own it, and I used to come here every night after work, even during work sometimes. But what am I saying after work? Even during work, I'd come in here, and I'd rip. I only wanted to rip basketball,
Yeah.
and it was like 2022 Prism Hobbies and
Love that.
2022 Fast Breaks, and LaMelo was the card to hit. The rookie LaMelo, the Anthony Edwards.
Yep.
So those two were like the top. The Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
But Patrick Williams is not doing so well, you know?
He's not.
I don't know how he's doing.
Anthony Edwards is doing pretty hot.
Oh, he's a G, man.
Yeah, he's balling.
He's a baller, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude's a stud.
Yeah. I want him to get
he's
out of
what
the
you call a
Timberwolves
stud,
market.
you know? I don't call many people studs. He's a stud,
Yeah, he needs to get out of Minnesota, but that's my opinion. Come to LA,
bro.
dude.
Yeah, seriously. He'd do well in LA.
Yeah, he needs some spotlight. Minnesota's just cold and scary.
So I hit a LaMelo. I mean, let me say this. They would, I don't know how you say it like in cards, but like, you know, like the whole box.
Hobby box?
No, like not a box, but like the whole box when it comes from the manufacturer.
Yeah,
a case.
Yeah, case.
They would have case, and they'd be like, the guy would be like, hey, we just got a case in it. It's full case. I'd rip all of them in there.
That is
Like
expensive.
all
Eric.
10. And I'd be like, I'll rip all of them. He's like, because there's going to be one good card in there.
Oh, out of a case?
Yeah.
No, he's not lying to you.
Yeah, there's going to be one really good one in there.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd rip all of them. I'd spend like, 10, 15K.
Dude.
That's the degeneracy I was doing. So I was like, you know what? I got to stop being, I can't spend this much money all the time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? Let me do the fast breaks. Fast breaks were half the price of a hobby.
Oh, congrats. Now you're at 6K.
Yeah. So, I was doing that, and then I ripped a LaMelo out of 5.
Wow.
When I ripped it, everyone in the whole fucking room was like, oh. And I was like, what is going on? They're like, oh, you just hit it out of 5. And I'm like, wait, I have no idea. I'm here for the rush. That's it, bro. And they're like, you just hit a card. They're like the one of one, the black LaMelo that they sold in Vegas sold for 130K. So they're like, out of 5 is going to be at least 50K.
Yo.
Out of 5 is going to be at least 50K. And I'm like, okay, I just got back all the money I spent in the last 2-3 weeks already, you know, with this
That's how they
one
get you
card.
hooked.
Bro, now, yeah. I mean, months later after I held the card, because I thought it was going to be worth holding, it just kept going down and down and down.
No.
The card is not worth it. Bro, I think I sold it for 5,000.
No. That's the game, though, man.
That's the game. Like, it's either like you sell it now or you hold it and think that it's going to go up. I personally think when you rip a card and it's hype, sell that thing now.
Yeah.
Sell it right away. You know?
Zion Williams cards, like,
Sell it
man.
right away, you
Yeah,
know?
I know somebody who ripped the Zion Williams NBA logo auto, and it was around like $250,000, maybe even higher than that, 500K, and then held on to it because he thought it would go up, and now it's like 10 grand. I mean, what?
He could have sold it for like 125 grand.
Probably $250,000 he probably could have sold it for, like right then and there. Like the shop was willing to buy for $250,000, but if you go on eBay, you go on like StockX and see like previous prices, it's like $500,000 card. And he held on to it, and I think he sold it for around like $45,000. But what asset is doing things like that? Like what? There's not a shoe, there's not a house, there's not any other market like sports cards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've tried to like find a market or a product that does similar things to that. There's nothing.
Nothing, bro. And that's why it's dangerous,
hedge funds, yeah,
bro.
hedge
It's
funds.
dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's why I stopped ripping cards. You know what I'm saying? Like
You make me rip them.
No, I mean, I had a couple boxes.
Yeah.
So like, I just wanted, I know you said right when you said that, I was like, I got a gift for him.
Yeah.
I want to give that to him. We could rip it on the podcast.
That's dope. Thank you.
So
yeah,
like I said, man, like I love the experience of things and like genuinely sharing experience with people that are sharing positive and good vibes.
Yeah.
And like, that's why like I wanted to do it on your podcast because
Yeah.
you're into sports cards. You're an agent now. You're saying
Yeah.
you have a firm.
Yeah.
All that.
We're
like,
rocking.
It's just a good experience.
Yeah, and even in the sports card world, hedge funds have started buying sports cards and using that to borrow against their assets.
Wow.
That's what they do.
Wow.
So it's an absolutely crazy world. But we're wrapping up here. We have Eric Park. Now It's Legal podcast. Eric, anything you want to tell the people? Anything inspirational? Let them know what you got going on, man.
Man, honestly, I don't have much to say. It's just like I've kind of just figured out like the how and the whys. Like, why does something happen like this, and how do I fix those things? Like, why did this happen to me? And if it's a good thing or a bad thing, and like, how do I get better at it? And that's what I'm focusing on these days, is the whys and the hows. And a part of the how is doing the how is being honest, it's being open-minded, and it's being also willing to do the work. Like HOW. So it's like how. So it's like, it kind of like, that's what I'm doing every day, is like engraving that into my mind, like how and why and how do I get better and why do I do those things, So anyways, it's just, those are the things that I'm working on every day right now, and like getting better every day, And if I could say anything, I just wanted to shout out like the people that support me still, the people that support band. Shout out to Monster. Shout out to my parents, and just all the people that support me. Shout out to my girlfriend, Vanessa. She's been supporting me through my recovery.
Holding it down.
Yeah, holding it down for me, and my kids, and just my employees, my recovery people. To you guys still putting in the work, man, like every day, and I respect that. I see that. It's hard. It's hard to get like all the equipment in here, get focused, put your mind straight, but like nothing comes in life without work, and nothing comes in life without failure. And that's what I like realized after fucking a long time. And now that I'm realizing that, now like I'm confident, and like I'm able to face my problems and not run away from them. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah, and that's one quote I love, is like, I'm able, like the problems that I have now, I'm not running away. I'm able to face, and even though they're bad, like the outcome may be bad at that time, good things come from bad places. You know, so like
Absolutely.
It's all a learning It's all a learning process in life, man. And like now that I'm finally realizing those things, man, I'm just putting my head down, 1 foot forward every day, and just fucking grinding,
Love it.
Yeah, man.
We're
So
here.
thank
We're
you,
both.
bro.
Yeah, man. We're both on the grind.
Yeah,
man. We're killing it. We'll be back. We're here on Melrose. The one and only Eric Park. Thank you for watching.